Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be showing you guys how I made this beautiful design on this red dress. If this is what you're interested in, please watch the end of the video. So for this design, I don't know if I should call it a ruffles design or a rose design, but for this design I'll be making use of 2 yards of crepe fabric. This is 2 yards, but for the full dress I made use of 3.5 yards. So I'll be folding my fabric into 4, this to help me cut out the design I'll be working with for both sides of the dress. So I don't want to cut this separately, so I'll fold into 4 to cut everything at once. And I'll be making use of a flounce method for this. So what I'm going to do now is to get the midpoint of this fabric. I'm going to divide each side, just what I'm doing, to get the midpoint so that everything will be equal. So as you can see, I'm tracing out the middle. Yours can be wider than this. I think I'm using 30 inches, the middle being 15. This is me cross-checking to make sure that that's actually the middle. So I'll just make a mark there. I'll be using my ruler to make it visible. So now the next thing I'm going to do from this middle, I'm just going to make a circle, 1-inch circle, just the one I'm doing. This is just for a guide. We've not started the flounce itself, so this is just a guide. I'm going to go round from that midpoint, around 1 inch, make a circle. Oh, my chalk wasn't visible, so I had to use a white chalk to make it more visible. So I've gotten my circle. So now the next step I'm going to extend it by how many inches I'll be working with, and I decide to work with 3 inches. You can decide to make this extension from any side. So I'll just connect it straight this way. You can decide to extend yours by 5 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches, depending on what you want to achieve. I'm making use of 3 inches because of the design I want to achieve. Please take notes. So, and as you can see, I'm starting my 3 inches from that circle I made, not from the midpoint itself. Just watch closely. My 3 inches is starting from that circle. I'll take it round. Then I'll connect it. If you notice, I didn't connect the circle round. I left some inches. I left like 3 inches apart. So I'm also going to extend 3 inches again. Go round. So now I'm going to connect this. I'm not going to close this circle this way. I'm going to start from here now. The space I left here is like 3 inches. Then from here now I'm going to connect it this way to join this other 3 inches. Then I'm going to take it round. I'll continue this way, then I'll connect. This is basically how you achieve your flounce. So now I'm going to go round, marking 3 inches. As you can see, everything is rhyming now. So I'm going to do this till the end of the fabric. Okay, so I'm done marking my circles. The next thing I'm going to cut out this middle. Then I'll start cutting through the lines I made. Just watch closely as I cut. I was finding this a little bit hard to cut because I folded the fabric into 4, but folding into 4 is the easiest. That way everything will be equal. So I'm going to trim out this middle, the circle I made, cut it out well. Then I can now continue cutting out through the lines I marked. Okay, so I'm done cutting it out. This is what it looks like. It's already giving you that wavy effect. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to bring my crinoline, because I'll be turning this with the crinoline. This will help make it stand. So I'm going to separate this, take 2 pieces, because 2 pieces will be for one side and 2 pieces will be for the other side. So this is my crinoline. I'm going to show you how I'm going to attach it to this piece. So now I'm going to take 2 pieces out, keep it aside. Then I'm going to bring this one, because we'll be working with 2. One will be serving as the lining, one will be serving as the main fabric. So I'm going to take my crinoline this way and keep it at this edge. And make sure that the 2 right sides are facing each other. That's front meet front. Then you're going to run a stitch down. Let's take it to the machine. So this is it. Like what I said, you make sure that front meet front, the 2 front sides are facing each other this way. Then you take your crinoline and you keep it this way, and then you run it down. I'm going to sew this way, 1/2 inch. I'm going to sew this to the end of the piece. You'll be using your hand to make sure that the crinoline is aligning. I'm going to sew this to the end. And the crinoline size I use for this is 1 inch. Okay, so I'm done stitching it down. The next thing we're going to do now is to top stitch. And to top stitch your crinoline, you open it up. I'm going to open it up this way, and then take this end, this part that you sewed, shift it towards the crinoline side this way, and then top stitch. Make sure you shift it towards the crinoline side. You top stitch. I love top stitching from the front part of my fabric, because if I top stitch from the crinoline part, the threads might not run straight at the front, thereby making the work look dirty. Just see the one pushing it to the crinoline side. Top stitching helps it to lie flat. If you don't top stitch, the crinoline will just stand there. It will not give you a firm look. It will just hang. So I advise you top stitch whenever you're making use of crinoline. After running your crinoline on your flay or your flounce, wherever, make sure you top stitch. I'm going to do this to the end of the flounce. I'll continue stitching. As you can see, push it. This can be a little bit hard, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. Okay, I'm done top stitching. This is what it looks like. Like I said, it helps it to relax. If I didn't top stitch this, it would just be looking funny. It won't relax. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to now turn it over this way. As you can see, it's already relaxed. So I can go ahead to iron it out. Iron it out. Then I'm going to stitch close this way. I'll just stitch it to hold it down. So this is it. The next step now is to attach it to our dress. So this is the dress I'll be working with. So now I'm going to determine where to start placing it. So this is the middle of my dress. So I'm going to, from the middle part, I'm going to go in by 3 inch. And I'll take it down this way. I'll repeat it for the other side. 3 inches downwards. Okay, now, so the next thing I'm going to determine the height. So now we're starting it around my hip line, but I'm going to go in a bit above my hip. That's like 3 inches above my hip. So what I'll do is to get my waistline. This is obviously my waistline. So for my waistline, 3 inches below my waistline, I'm going to make a mark there, and then I'll connect it. I'll just make a curve this way, connecting it to the 3 inches that I made before, and I'll repeat the same thing for this other side. I'm just going to cross check to make sure that the both sides are equal. Then I'm going to connect it down this way. After that, I'm going to repeat the same thing for the back side. I'll just trace it out this way. I'm going in from the middle 3 inches. From the middle 3 inches, then I'll connect. After I'm done with that, I'm going to open up the zipper allowance for easy access. I'll open up the zipper allowance because you can't do this properly when the dress is closed. So I'll just open it up and then use my free hand to make a circle. So I'll be making use of 1.5 inches. The lines will be 1.5 inches apart. So I'll just use my free hand this way and connect it round. Just watch closely as I'm doing mine. And when I'm done with this, I'm going to repeat it for the other side. So now I'm going to take one piece of this flounce, and then I'm going to start placing it. You decide how you want to place yours, facing this way, or you want to place it facing this other way. It all depends on you. So now I'm going to take this my sewing machine and I'm going to run a stitch this way round. So this is it. I'm going to place it this way and make sure that this your sewing allowance inside is spread out. So I'll put this and then follow the circles I've just made, and then I'll sew around. I'm going to continue with this process till the end of the lines I made, and I pleated some parts. As you can see, I'll pleat some parts and I'll leave some parts straight. It all depends on you where you want to pleat and where you don't want to pleat. My flounce wasn't long enough to do pleating all through, so I left some parts straight, then I pleated some parts. It still turned out well. So I'm just going to continue this process and make sure you spread out your fabric so it don't have any rumpling. If you're yet to subscribe to the channel, please do well to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. I repeated this process to the end of the lines I made, and this is what it looks like. So now I'm going to repeat the same process on this other side of the hip. Please, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, do well to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment and share the video. See you all in my next one. Bye.